Hey everybody, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So we are going to do something fun today. Cute, different. I ordered these, they're different owls. There's 4 different ones. I got them off Temu. And we're gonna do something different on the inside. I am going to try to put eyes in these guys. So this one here is like sitting on a moon, and this one is just the owl. They're actual candle molds, so they will be a matte mold. And then there's this one. I don't think he's like on anything, but I think this one has his eyes closed because there's like a gap for the eyes, but they go way in. So we're not going to put eyes in this one. And then we've got this one. So there's 4 different ones. This one I think is a branch with some flowers. So I'll probably color that after, once I know for sure what that looks like. Because I've just got these. But before we get to all this, I got Happy Mail. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So we're probably going to use this on these when they're done. So this is from Julie Hamby. It says, enjoy your Happy Mail from Julie Hamby. And this was off my Amazon wish list. And it is the Rub and Buff metallic finish. So I have been dying to try this. So we're definitely going to use this today. Because there's a lot of texture in these molds. So I should be able to get like a really nice look on those. So yeah. So thank you so much, Julie. I so appreciate it. And when I bought these, don't shop at 1 in the morning, guys, when you're laying in bed, because I bought 3 packs of these. Why? I have no clue. I don't remember clicking 3, but I ordered 3. So when we get to the 4,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a pack of these molds. So yeah, I have extras. Okay, so let's see if we can get these eyes in. So this is the pack of eyes that I pulled from. I think these are 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. So we're using 2 of the big ones for this guy. And then this one took this size, and this one takes this size. I got them on Amazon. If I can find the link, I will put it in the description below. If not, go to my Amazon store, and these should be under, I think, how did I word it? Like everything else or something like that. It's either in resin or under everything else. So, and then I will show you, I've got some colors pulled out. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And, yeah. All right. Now I've already made a mess. Of course. Why wouldn't I make a mess? Okay. So I just want to double check that these fit. And they do. They fit right in that spot perfectly. So, and I'm not going to wear gloves just because I need to be able to get my, I need to feel like what I'm doing. So I'm just going to put so I do have enough to fill. I don't know if you can see how much resin I have in there, because I want the full cabochon to be in that resin, just like that. It popped right in, so easy. So we're gonna cure it a little bit from this side. And then I'm gonna do it on this. And then what I'll do is put these, I'll get my double-sided Let's Resin UV light and pop them in there while I'm mixing my resin, just to kind of make sure that these are completely cured. And you can see the light through there, so the light does shine through. But look, we can already see an eyeball in there. And the good thing with owls is their eyes are round, so we don't have to worry about you know, getting the pupil lined up right. I think I need just a smidge more. Because what happens if you don't put enough resin to cover the whole eye when you pour color in, your it will cover your eyeball. So I'm going to cure a little bit from this side, and then we'll get this going on this side. And then I have to be very careful when I sprinkle some mica in here. And I'm going to do it like sporadically. I think I'm going to mix two with like a lighter brown, and then we have our little eyeballs in there. And then two with like a white. So I pulled out the white Recollections and the Pearl Sparkle, which it almost has like a silvery tinge, but I want to add some sparkle. So we might pour them all white. It depends on how much mica I end up getting in there. So this is the one we're not doing. So let's do this guy next. And look, I already got powder in there. Are you kidding me right now? Well, I guess it isn't going to matter too much because I'm going to be sprinkling it in there anyways. All right, so his eyes are here. Again, did I get the wrong size? Hang on, I think... these ones are too big. Let's see if these fit. Even these look a little big. Let's... oh, here's kind of like a yellowy orange, maybe. Yeah, that kind of looks like owl eyes. But are these the same size? they're sticking out a little bit much. All right, I'm just gonna try one of this size just to see. It might just be the shape of the mold. And this one's kind of at a, no, I think this size here is gonna work. So we'll use, I have an orange and a yellow and an orange. So we'll just do those. I'm gonna keep those out. They might fit in that one. All right, now we're gonna lay this down sideways. Whoa. Oh, and I got way too much. My resin was pouring out. All right, let me grab a Q-tip. Because I want to clean that resin up before I cure it, because I don't want you know, I don't want any bits, if we can help it. All right, I think I got it all. Let's try to get this guy in. All right, so far, guys, I have not touched the resin with my fingers. They're finally just starting to be back to normal. I've still got that one split on my thumb that I'm like having a wicked time getting that, because I mean, you use your thumb for everything. All right, so I'm gonna try not to make a mess this time. Okay. So you can see those two little eyes are right in there, right in that little cavity. And we have two done. Let me just put these back. Okay. All right. So we're going to use these orange ones in this one. And this one is just hard to, like to see. There we go. Come on. There we go. I just thought these would be so cute. I mean, who doesn't love an owl, right? So again, I'm just going to get them to stay. Probably put a little bit much in that one. So let's cure that from the inside first. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna let that shine there. We are done. I'm going to get rid of this so I do not touch the resin. Let me get these eyeballs back in there. All right, so we got our eyes done. So let's start with this one. I'm going to use my big fluffy brush. I love this thing. And I'm gonna get a little bit on and we're gonna just tap it. Like that. I don't want a lot, but I do want to get a few different, you know what, I wanted to, too late. I wanted to do the moon in a different color, but I forgot. All right, so I'm going to put this light in front of the other one. Really? All right, so some are going to have a little bit more brown. Some will have a little bit more black. So I'm going to do a little bit of black. And then I think we'll just pour them all in that whitish. Like, I don't know how many of these take. How many ounces of resin. So I'm going to mix up probably, I don't know, 14 ounces. Now I can see the eyes in this one. It was the ears I was seeing. Oh, hang on. We're going to put eyes in this one now that I know where it is. So I'm going to clean. Let's see. See right there? But they are little slits, but I think we will, I think we can get the little eyes to work in here. I'm wondering if I did it this way, if they would still stay in. Let's get some eyeballs. I might even use this a little bit smaller one here. If I can find some. Oh, there's two right there. Suppose I could have done some in green, but all right. All right, let's, and I got a big chunk of something right there. All right, so where are the eyes? Right here. And then I'm just gonna have to be really, really, really careful when I pull this out, like straighten it out. We'll see. It might look funny, but we'll know for next time, right? Okay. Oh, shoot. That's what I was afraid of. Oh, so we only lost one. All right, now I need gloves because I got to try to peel that. All right. Can I get this off? I can. There we go. We'll wipe that. And let's try this again. Come on. Oh, now I broke the other one off. All right, you know what? We're not gonna... We're not going to put eyes in this one. His eyes are too slanted. We can maybe do it after. All right. I ain't messing with this all dang day. Okay. So now I'm going to clean my brush. And I'm just going to just brush it a little bit. So it's not completely colored, but it should give us a little bit of color in between, you know, so it's not just white. And I'm being very careful around the eyes. I would rather have some powder that's not completely adhered to the mold than to pull my eyeballs out. I just figured this, doing it this way, we might get a little bit more of a natural look, you know, on the owls. So I probably will mix a little bit of brown into probably 2 of them, but keep it more in a lighter, you know, lighter tones. All right. And, you know, like some are a little bit heavier than others. But we will see. Hopefully they come out cute. All right. So let me get my resin mixed up. And I also have, you know what? I want to pour him too. So I'm going to do the same thing. Now, does this guy have... I don't think this one's got eyes. So we're going to do kind of a similar thing on him. And all right, so we did the black and the brown in that. Let me do a little silver. No, we'll do storm gray, a little bit of storm gray in this one. And you know what? Now I'm just going to go back in. We're going to just like add more in here. We're going to cover this guy good. Because then I can use my rub and buff to give him some highlights. All right. And I mean, it doesn't have to be like 100% perfect, but I do want a little bit more of the brown in this one. I think we're going to go with that. It's not everywhere, but that's fine. All right. So let me get some resin mixed up and I will be right back and we will get these poured. Okay. So I've got resin all mixed up. We're going to mix the colors and then I will put it through the debubbler and then we will pour. All right, so let me get my spatula. I just want to make sure I've got my bottoms and my sides. So I'm thinking these are going to hold between 3 and 4 ounces each is kind of what I'm thinking. So I ended up doing 16 ounces, so we will probably end up with, so, let's see, what do I got here? So, two. That's 4. And 'So I got 4 in each cup, but I'm thinking there's, and if we don't have enough for our little guy, we don't have enough. We will see. All right, let me scrape as much as I can. So my resin is bubbly because it's been getting cool at night here, like in the 40s, and I haven't turned my heating on yet. So I am going to mix some of this brown in 2 of the cups, because this is a pretty brown. Let's see what this looks like. And all right, we're gonna do white in the rest. I'm thinking this, the detail's not gonna show up, but that's okay. We can do it in, with the rub and buff after if it doesn't. So this is the Pearl Sparkle. So this is a really pretty shimmery color. All right, let me just, oh, wrong way. So that way you can see what I'm doing. And that's like almost like a snowy white. All right, you know what? We're gonna just go with that in this one. And then yeah. And that way we can see how that shows up on the matte mold. And then in one of these, I'm going to do just the white, and then the other one I'm going to mix the white sparkle, the white with the pearl sparkle, just to see what we get for a different color, if it even makes a difference. All right, so I'm going to close my brown. And these are the eye candy, which I do have discount codes in the description below. All right, so let's do just the white on this guy. You know, in this way here too, it will kind of give us which one is closer to, you know, like an owly color. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay. And then this one, we're going to do both. We'll do a scoop of the white and a scoop of the sparkle. And that should be good. So there are 3 different shade variations. All right, let me get this all run through the debubbler, and we'll be back and pour it. I'm going to move this guy aside just in case we don't have enough to do him today. He'll be ready for the next pour. And let me see. This, are you kidding me? I had an eyeball fall out of him too. Oh, goodness gracious. The other eye's okay. That's the one with no eyes. That eye is fine. Those are fine. So I've got to redo this one here. So I will be working on this while this is debubbling, and I'll be right back. Okay, resin has been through the debubbler. It's all debubbled. So this has the lightest amount of mica powder. So we're going to pour the brown into this guy. I'm going to stop halfway and ever so carefully, I'm just going to try to coat some of the feathers on the inside of the mold to see if it will help deminimize any potential trapped bubbles in the feathers. Just ever so gently. All right, so oh, he's gonna take more than 4. Oh, crap. So we might have to make up some more. If I do, then I will do my... I was thinking, honestly, this one was going to be the biggest, 4 ounces on this one. So I'm going to probably be short on all of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cup. This is... I'm going to get a marker, and I'm going to put the Pearl X Pearl, and I'll just put an X. And All right, let's do this little guy. Yeah, because this is the least amount. So, and I'm just going to pour. And we're going to be short. So I will be mixing up more resin, but I will do that off camera. I'll get these all poured with you, and then I'll get these all topped off. But I'm going to keep the cup in front so I know which one needs what color. And this is the white only. And this is white plus pearl. All right. So let's do, we'll do the white and pearl with this one because this one has the moon. Are you kidding me? I'm going to be like an ounce, half an ounce to an ounce short on each one. I mean, this one I could, I mean, it's a little short, but not by much. And if I have any of this left, I will fill that one up. And I'm not even, all right, so I might only have to mix up brown. If I pour just a little bit in the middle. All right, that one's domed. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, something he's gonna take at least 4, I'm gonna mix up six ounces. That way we can pour him, finish this guy off, and I can pour a little bit into that one. And yeah, we will see. So I made 16 ounces. I would probably mix 17 to 18 if you wanted to pour all 4 and you'd have extra, because I'm thinking this is maybe going to take 2. So I'll make up 6 and we'll go from there. I'll do it off camera. I will be back on the demold, guys. Okay, guys, so we're back. These are fully cured. But in the meantime, I got some more Happy Mail. And it was some more things in my on my wish list. This is the Eco Resin Casting Powder. And this one is 4 to 1 by weight, 20 to 30 minute demold. So I've been wanting to try it to see if it's, you know, any different than the other ones. So our next video, we're going to be using this. And this is from Julie Hamby, she sent me that as well as the buffing cream. I mean the rub and buff, which I had got earlier. And then I also got another package, and it says, enjoy your happy mail from Julie Hamby. Thank you so much. I am going to put these right in my drawer with my others so that I don't lose them. So she sent me this. We're going to use this, and this is 3,000 grams. So we will definitely be trying this out tomorrow. And then she sent me the Let's Resin kit, which is, you get a bunch of cups, you get a bunch of mica powders, you get some gloves, and I think this is like a piece of plastic for your table. You get a bunch of those, you get sticks, you get some, these are the resin dyes, not alcohol ink, but dyes, but they're thin like an alcohol ink. And then some of the Mylar flakes and the gold and silver foils. I love these. And some little cups, the ocean white. So all this comes in this kit, and I will put the link to it in the description. This is like a piece of plastic. This is something new. And then you get your half gallon of part A and part B with a whole bunch of stir sticks, and the little silicone things, which I love. So yeah, so we will be definitely using this in some upcoming projects. Again, thank you so much, Julie. I so appreciate it. Oh. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to keep my cups out, and I'm just going to put this to the side so we can get back to our project. Okay, so I ended up making 6 ounces. This only took not even an ounce. It was like maybe 3/4 of an ounce. And I got something sticky and I don't want it on me, because I'd like, you know, I'd like to go a few days without my hands really bothering me. So I ended up pouring the little cow thing, and I ended up doing one of the hippos. So let's get out the 2 extras first. And this is an Into Resin mold, which I also have a discount code in the description for Into Resin. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. Come on. Pop out. There we go. And he just comes out so stinking cute every time. There are a few little, like, inside bubble. You don't feel it on the outside. I did not run this one through the debubbler. For the cow and the rest of this, I did top off, I forgot which one was low. And on these, like this one here, I had to prop it up. So these molds are not like perfectly flat. This one seemed to be, and this one, but these 2 were not. So let's get our little, I think this is this is the Highland cow. Oh my goodness. Look at how adorable. So we did get some bubbles in his antlers. Oh my goodness gracious. He is adorable. I have been dying to do him. Let me get my black oil-based marker out. And I like that both his ears are white. And he has a little bit of variation in his fur. And we're just gonna color in his little eyes. And his little nose. Oh, look at that. And then I will just drop a little bit of UV resin down in there. Oh, he's so cute. I am definitely going to be making this guy. And he only took like 3 ounces. So, look, he's got a big bum. He is so cute. All right. So let's do the brown first. Oh, guys. So I'm going to just coat his eyes with some UV resin because they're a little bit cloudy, but and this one here we have like there was a bubble in there. But he is adorable. Wow. We got a few little tiny micro bubbles on the ends of the feathers, but I think that's going to happen on all of them. So let's get them all out. Now I think this is the one that doesn't have eyes, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I could have definitely went a little bit more on the mica powder, but we're gonna use the rub and buff here in a minute. Let me get his eyes painted in. And then I'll have to clean that up. You know, sometimes the ink just comes out of this more than other times. Because I want this to have time to dry before I do the rub and buff on him. So this one would be more of like a, I don't know, like a snowy owl. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit and then we'll clean it up. So let's get, and that was, I believe, the pearl one. But these demold really, really good. Oh, his eyes are up a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so we have the moon here, which kind of looks kind of like a cratery moon. So we'll do the silver on the moon. And I do want to do their toes. Their toenails, I should say. So my youngest just left. It's his birthday today, so I made him his yearly calzone. It's the only thing the kid wants for his birthday is homemade calzone. So I can't deny that. And then these should be all dry by the time I get to the rough and buff. The rub and buff. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do his as well. And this guy's talons are a little bit thinner. I'm gonna have a little cleanup. All right. So yeah, we can do these a lot of different ways. And his eyes are up just a bit, but it looks like he's looking up. And this one does have like the tree branch, like I thought. But he came out really cute. And he's got a little bubble in the very, I mean, barely there, but it's like a little tiny, bubble, but that's fine. Oh. All right, and then we'll the detail in these are really, really good. So we're supposed to get down into the 30s this weekend, guys, for weather. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to winter. I am not. All right. So I think we have got all that done. So let me clean up. Get my paper towel here so we can let's see. Just trying to get like a little bit of that, the black in, like in some of these little creases without it going too dark. just a hint of that color in there. Okay. Just trying to get some of the black. And I'll need another one. You can only wipe those so many times and then they don't work. Okay. And that one's okay. This one has a little tiny, oh, I forgot his beak. That's all right, we'll get that after. All right. So I'm gonna zoom you in here a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. And just had the rub and buff. Oh, did I pick it up and put it in with my Let's Resin stuff? I bet I did. I sure did. All right, so we've got the gold and the silver. Let's start with the darker brown one first. So I'm gonna use, so basically from my understanding is you just put a little bit on your finger and then you just kind of highlight over the high spots like that. And then you just kind of let it set and then you kind of buff it off and it's locked in. So, and I wanted to get by his eyes before I go ahead and put the resin. You know, that way there, like, I can clean that eye off. To me, it's just so much better with this than trying to use, you know, paints and if you get too much, it's just a mess. To me, this looks more natural. Look at how pretty he looks. And his little talons. Oh, he's gorgeous. Okay, now we'll set him aside. And let's see, definitely want to get some of the highlights on the log. All right, let me try some of the silver so we can see what the silver looks like. whole butterfingers here. All right, I'm gonna put, that was like squeezing out, and I don't want it to squeeze out. All right, so let's definitely, so I figured this one would kind of, you know, maybe be more of like a snow owl. Just so we can, you know, have them be a little bit different. You know what this stuff is going to be really good for is when I make those embellishments to add to things, which we're going to be using the mix to mold, well, not the new casting powder on the next video. So we will definitely be making some more of those embellishments. And then I'll clean his eyes, and let's see. This one, I definitely want to do this moon in this, the silver. Oh, a little overage. Oh, thank you so much, Julie. This stuff is amazing. I've been dying to try it, and I just hadn't got around to getting it yet. Okay, and let's see, I'm going to do a little silver and a little gold on this one. Let's see, we'll do around his eyes in this silver. Let's see. I'll do some of the side feathers on his face here. And maybe a little on his head down the middle. Kind of get just like the high spots with some of the silver. And then we're gonna go back to the gold. Just so we can have them, you know, be different variations. Stuff is messy, I will say that. But you know me, I like messy. All right, so let's do all right, so we're gonna do some gold. And we'll try to get the tops of his feet. I can go over his talons again. And then we will oh my God, this stuff is going to be game changer, guys. Do want a little bit of gold through there. Not a ton, but some. And we're gonna do a little bit more. We're gonna do him. All right, so we definitely want to do around his eyes. Oh, we got a bubble right there too. So I might as well just, and then I can, oh, trying to keep it off the moon. So it's like a wax, and once it dries, then it, you know, it's pretty much on there. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna wipe their, oh, whoa. I'm gonna wipe their little eyes off. And then I'm gonna just put a little dab of the UV resin over them. I probably should have cured them a little bit longer under the light, but that's fine. We can fix it. So now we know, next time I've got to make sure the eyes are poking more downward than upward. Okay. Let me just wipe this so I don't stick anything in it. And where's my light? And let me just get a little scribe here. So I'm just going to put a little dot, and we're just going to move that around. So I'm gonna get it set, and then I'm gonna take my my cordless UV light, and we're gonna bring this out so I can, once they're done, I can put them underneath this light. So let me just, I'm gonna move them to the back over here. So then I'll be able to work over here, and they'll be over there out of my, out of range of the light. So I'm just gonna spread that, and that might be a bit much. Just gonna put a little bit more over on this one because I've got way too much on this guy. I just want to set them enough that when I put them, you know, under the light, they're not going to be dripping everywhere. All right. So let's get this big guy. I'm going to see if I can get this bubble right here out of there. So hopefully that'll be enough. To fill in the little bubble. So there's still a little bit. I guess I just got to get it filled. So if there is a little bit showing, we can just do the white dot for like his little sparkle in his little eyeball. That's all. We'll just put that there. I mean, we could really, you know, we could add all kinds of things, but I'm gonna just stick with simple tonight. There's a little bit of the color on his eye, but that's okay. That is okay. We can just do a couple of little sparkles in his eye. Let me try to clean this guy a little bit more. Where's my Q-tips? All right, so once that rub and buff is on there, guys, it's on there. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted it, because, you know, you don't have to try to do a spray coat or, you know, anything like that. And then it's not going to come off. So this is the first time in a while that I've had my, you know, my eyes not come out really good. And I'm just going to run some of that around that rim. All right, we've got one more little guy to do. So I'm like really trying to rub on that. Okay. And oh, come on, stand up. Oh, I'm gonna put some over on this one because okay. And let's stick that under. That's got the ears, that's fine. This one's got the ears, that's fine. All right, I'm just gonna all right. I'm trying to not get it on the table. I'll stick that under. Okay, this is the one that had the bigger bubbles. I knew I had one that had some bubbles. This thing is so cute. All right, I'm gonna do the one side first. This one's just about fixed, and then we'll fix the other one. All right, so yeah. All right. Get him under there. So we fixed our little owls. This one definitely we could definitely do a little something more to the branch. Just so that it will, actually, let me just cure this pile before I stick my hand in it. And I don't have a good brown, so I figured if I just use the bronze, just to, you know, get it so it looks like it's, you know, a tree branch, somewhat. There, I think that looks a little bit better. I mean, it's not like bam in your face, but, you know, and then we can just put a little flower or something. I'll just do this. I guess something a little different there. And just gonna cover over some of the silver and the gold that I got on his little talons here. And we're gonna do his there. That's cute. Touch up his little nose. And then I gotta put the little, we'll just do a little sparkle and there's one little bubble right there. There we go. Oh. I'm just trying to fill that in with paint. There. Whoa. As I throw him. Like the way this one's designed, you know, you can get the beak without getting it all over him. Yeah. And I'm going to leave his, we're just going to leave his gold, and I will just put a little sparkle. All right, so we've got our boo-boo over here. So we'll do a little sparkle there. And there. And then we got to do the sparkle in the same spot. Just so he has a little bit of a sparkle. Kind of looks funky on those ones, but all right. I think that is good. All right, so you just gotta, just a bit tacky. I'm gonna leave him under there for a few more minutes. But these are our beautiful little owls. Look at that, we've got a whole little family of them. So I think next time I'm going to pour them like I poured the Highland cow, because I think that would be cute too. But I think, you know, overall, these are all unique in their own righteous way. We got a few bubbles in the feathers on this one, but, and that's the one that I tried not to get any in. So yeah, note to self, just pour it next time. Because these don't have any. Oh, they got a few here, but, and then the little cow. I think he came out so cute. So I will get you some pictures, and I'm just gonna leave these all under here for a couple more minutes, just to make sure that they're all nice and cured. I will get some final pics, and I will see you guys all on the next video. Again, thank you so much, Julie. I so appreciate it. We'll definitely be using that powder tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. So I'm actually thinking I might do these owls again, but we'll do them in the powder and see how they come out, so we can, you know, have a comparison. So the only thing that I think you're supposed to do after you put the rub and buff on is kind of buff it. But see how it doesn't come off? It just kind of pushes that right into the material. Once that all dries, see, barely anything is coming off. Nothing is actually coming off. So yeah, I think that's what all you put it on, you let it sit, and then you just kind of buff it in, and it's permanent. It's in there. Alrighty, guys, I will get some pictures for you.